goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world.
I have a dream.
Well, that's where we start when I go into politics.
Continue to be held as hostages in an attempt to force unacceptable demands on our country.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
It is increasing inequality and deep divisions among our own people.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Congress has failed to pass federal hate crimes legislation that protects LGBT Americans from senseless violence.
So let us summon a new spirit of patriotism, of responsibility, where each of us resolves to pitch in and work harder and look after not only ourselves but each other.
Broadcasting live from the MSC Radio Network in the city built on steel, rock and roll, and is the fictitious home of Betty White. This is Joust It Out, and I'm your host, G. And with me tonight is our dear friend, Judith Pendel. Say hi, Judith.
Hello, Judith.
Of course, Michelle D. is in Houston, Texas. I think hanging out with some love life friend of hers or someone. I don't know what she's doing down there, but I think she's having fun anyways. I saw some photos on Facebook, and you know, she's having a good time. Her holiday has been extended, I think, but she will be back next week, and we'll see her then. And then our newest friend in the room is Robin R. Hartz.
And fabulations, G. It's good to be here.
Hello, Robin.
Hello, Robin.
And hello to all those dears and darlings out there.
And Robin, you know, you're looking wonderful.
I did do my best. I have to keep up with Judith.
Shut up. You're gorgeous.
you kind of have a Mickey Mouse color thing going on.
No,
I don't know. It's like
retro. I think it's very retro.
I like it though.
Well, the inspiration, you invited me to talk about politics, and I knew nothing about that, so I tried my best to get out of the country before. And I went to Paris, and they sent me back.
Oh.
Apparently, I'm not good enough for the classy countries.
I do see the Paris-inspired flair now. Not Mickey Mouse. I apologize. Or Minnie Mouse. I should have said Minnie Mouse, you know. I apologize.
Oh, no.
She likes to have themes to her outfits.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about that, our themes.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. We are standing in our new set. It is Wednesday, January 4th, 2012. We have not been on the air for months, and we certainly have all the new trappings of MSC Radio Network in its studio, and Chris has done an amazing job. It is feeling nice, and I think we've all been excited to get back on the air. I know that also we have Jennifer Swampwich is in the chat room tonight. She'll be joining us later to read the tarot cards of I'm not sure who from the Iowa caucuses, but she will be doing that later today. And you know, I think it's great. And the new year is here. I think we're all feeling energized and excited about what this year is going to bring. Last year was a good year for the network here, and there a lot of changes went on, and our numbers grew, and we're hoping that we continue to do this. So please tell all your friends about Joust It Out and MSC Radio Network and our group of shows. And, of course, tonight, feel free to give us a call anytime at 1-888-668-0742. Our question is just a simple one. How do you feel about Michelle Bachmann dropping out after the results of last night's Iowa caucus? And we're going to get to the Iowa caucus. You know?
Well, yeah, please explain Iowa caucus, because when I think about it, the only thing that I can think of is some porn convention in a cornfield. And I'm like, what?
You know, I always think of the Iowa caucuses, like, remember in the 6th grade when you do your little presidential election in the classroom? It's kind of like that. I feel like it's like a 6th grade exercise.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I don't know. It seems kind of silly.
It's certainly out of our process. You know, Iowa caucus really kicks off the election season. So, you know, every 4 years, and this is not something that's happened. I think really they started in the 60s or 70s, I think, is really when they kicked off as being a really part of the institution of our political season. And Iowa caucus starts, and out of all the states that do any kind of primary or a base in this, it really is the most, it's funny that you think about the farmland and that kind of thing, because it really is neighbor meeting with neighbor in their house, in their living room, in a diner, in a restaurant, and,
all 120,000 residents of Iowa get together.
Exactly. And some of them are, it's a house of 30 people. Some are a house of 10. And really what bothers some folks is, you think about it, our election process is you're supposed to feel free about what you do. And when you're walking into a room with your neighbor, your minister, and they go in there with their own agenda, it does influence votes. So
there's a little bit of pressure, like, oh, I don't want to have extra communion or something at church. I don't want to have the collection plate come down my road twice.
Standing over in the corner by yourself under the lonely sign of Michelle Bachmann.
Right. Or Newt Gingrich.
Justify that, yeah.
And that's the thing is that, I think that a lot of emphasis is put on this because that's what the media does. But at the end of the day, really, the real heat that's going to come on in the primaries is what's going to come in the months to come around, of course, South Carolina, well, really, Nashua, New Hampshire next, and then South Carolina, and then Florida. And by Florida, this is going to be nailed down, really, to a small group of people.
Well, and so at what point did delegates actually get chosen? Because there are no delegates from Iowa right now. I mean, they do the whole caucus, and then there's,
the process is already starting. So, if you're a delegate, I have some friends that are delegates of Rhode Island, and it's every 4 years, everyone wants to be a delegate if you're a loyal party member. And the dance starts now. How much money have you contributed? What has your family done? Who are you tied to? So that's what's already happening now in Iowa as they move forward to the actual election, and certainly the national convention is really where this is all going to play out. I want to say a couple things though about last night. In the absurdity of what happens in Iowa, 8 years ago, last night was the death of a political career, and that was Howard Dean. Chris, you want to play that clip for us with Howard Dean?
If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Do you know what that sounds like? It sounds like the guys from the WWE who are talking so much smack, and then somebody just comes in and spears them off the mat.
Mm-hmm. Well, that pretty much was the death nail for Howard Dean and his future. People basically thought he was crazy after that, which they already thought he was because he was this progressive doctor from Vermont, and it just really killed him. But Iowa...
I guess that's the crazy.
Yeah, the crazy. The weird. I guess that's the weird. Last night, what is fascinating, which, really the morning started out this morning, 8 votes. 8 friggin' votes out of this made Mitt Romney win over Santorum, which is amazing. I was watching it all night long.
And I think that's really exciting because it really does say something about, every vote counts.
Yep.
We always say that, and you're like, sure, whatever. 8 votes. I mean, that's incredible.
And I think, and when you think of local elections, because obviously this is a local election with the eyes of the world on it. That's what this is. And if we were to send out any other messaging to young people that, maybe are not in the mindset of voting yet, or people that say, oh, it doesn't matter. It really does, because, we have small elections that happen all over the state of Ohio and throughout this nation where it comes down to maybe a couple hundred people that voted a state representative in or a city council member in who goes and changes law or has influence that impacts so many people.
And I was going to say, I'm sorry, did you want? Okay. So many of people my age really don't get it at this point because it can be really confusing. The way that I was looking it up, I was like, what is going on here? What would you say for them to look out for?
What do you mean look out for?
if there was something right now that they needed to pay attention to that would help them make the decision for their vote in the future or what they should be doing politically right now, what would you tell them?
I mean, I think Judith would say the same thing. It's about getting involved and getting involved in what makes you comfortable, because obviously you don't need to know everything. You don't need to take on every issue, but you know what's important to you in your life. And I think that when you buy into that and then look and assess what's happening in your neighborhood, your community, in your school, wherever that may be, that's where you get maybe bit by the bug. And, you know, Judith and I are people that were bit by the bug many years ago. So that's why we love to do the work we do every day. And it's why we do the show. But I think that, you know, it happens in various ways. I think it always has to be something that impacts your life for people to really feel inspired to do that. I know that's what happened with me. And, you know, and of course, in this group of people around the LGBT stuff, it's easy for us to buy into some of these things because we're still struggling and fighting for equality for so many people, and that's, you know, that's something that happens. But you know, looking at the numbers last night, so we had, of course, Mitt Romney and Santorum at around 25% of the vote, both of them 24 point whatever, and then we had Ron Paul, he was at 21%, I think, and then of course at 13% was Newt Gingrich, I believe. Actually, I think I should check that before I say. But actually, I'm right. So and Rick Perry was at 10.3, and the 5% just killed Michelle Bachmann. I mean, I was watching.
Embarrassing.
Oh my God, I was watching her speech last night, and it was so painful. But the worst speech was Rick Perry. Did you see Rick Perry's?
You know, I didn't see it. I don't have cable,
okay.
But I heard about it, and and I'm glad I didn't see it because I would cringe. I'm one of those kind of people that gets embarrassed for other people, even if I hate them.
Yeah.
Now, was he the one who said that the main objective was to replace Obama and to get the country back on track, or was that the other guy?
Well, they all say that. They all say that all the time. But you know, he certainly has said that in various ways. But he's more known. He's a governor of Texas and very right wing. He's radical on so many levels of being so far right. He's not a nice guy, really, and he's done some pretty horrible things to the people of Texas and his decision making. And but last night to watch him be so emotional, like it's just so weird to see these guys because they every day and make decisions about people's lives and have been running out there, you know, but beating the drum of inequality and worrying about big corporations' tax breaks, and meanwhile taking money from poor people and not worrying about the workers of this country. And then you watch him,
out of touch.
And then he's so out of touch, and then devastated last night that he walked away with those numbers. And I felt like, God, how do you know, I can't feel bad for a guy like that. You're an ass, you know. It's really painful.
Politicians can sometimes be the best actors. I need to take lessons from them.
I think so. And I think some of them are good in drag too. So some politicians.
Now there's
I know a couple that have been in drag before. Yeah.
Hello, Frisco.
There you go. I love our Hello Frisco. Of course, big news here in Cleveland is President Obama. Of course, it is. You know, the power.
I was waiting for that.
Power of an election year, 2012. We are going to see President Obama.
What is this, fourth day in the year? Fourth day in the year, and he is here.
He's here.
Cleveland.
Cleveland Heights High School, I think.
Shaker Heights.
Shaker Heights.
High School.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't get my Cleveland stuff. I mess it up sometimes.
That's all right.
I call Giant Eagle the Eagle. I call things that are not what they are here in Ohio. I don't know why. I try. But, you know, so President Obama was here, and he, you know, made a big appointment today, which is Richard Cordray, our former Attorney General. He's a friend of ours and a friend of the show. He's someone that Pep and I from the show. And by the way, I forgot to talk about Pep, just so people know.
Yeah, where is he? That lovable guy.
Our good friend Pep has a new gig, a new job. He's working nights, and this is his new working night. And also, I think if he's not working, it's his bowling night. So I don't know.
I used to work nights. It was murder on my knees. I mean,
wait. There you go. You know, you throw that in there. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so Pep is still a friend of the show. He's wishing us all well, and he's gone into the new year, and he's quite happy with his life right now. So even though sometimes he wasn't very happy here, no, he kind of yelled at us and got grumpy.
Well, maybe one day I'll get grumpy, so you won't miss him so much.
You can get grumpy. You're allowed to get grumpy.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So we have 2 new people, and why don't we go Judith first? We have some people that have been part of the show for a while now, and Judith, you've come on with both your job at a couple times, and you actually helped me out once before when Michelle was off.
Yeah, I can't believe you talked me into that. I can't believe you talked me into this. What am I doing here?
People don't know, Judith is a brilliant woman who, she does public policy and advocacy in the community and is a longtime community organizer. So I wanted her to be part of the show, certainly for this election year. It's important that we can banter and really go after this stuff. Michelle D kind of does more social stuff, and I think so the team will be strong. And, so you were born and raised where?
Everywhere. I'm an Army brat. Yeah. So my dad was in the military. I was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and then just kind of was all over the place. Spent a few years over in Germany, and ended up here, and I couldn't get out. So Army brat. My father's also, he was a chaplain in the Army, right. So I'm the pastor's daughter as well. So
you've got a lot of pressure.
I know, right? Everything they say about the pastor's daughter is true. So it was fun, good times, and I'm a licensed social worker.
Yeah. So when we're all getting really stressed and depressed, we have our own licensed social worker now here.
All right, we'll do some brief therapy sessions during the break.
This show needs it a lot.
I'm going to need it in 2 weeks.
All right. Pencil you in, my planner. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
I think I have some redeemable coupons for a social worker, so I'm going to try and look through my little book and see if I can get those for you.
I don't really, that's it.
Now you sound boring.
I am.
I never think you was a boring person, but this is what you're giving me?
That's it.
Talk about your closet. There's so many interesting things in there. What's new in the closet?
Which closet? What are we talking about?
We can go from shoes on up. This lady is one of the best dressers I've ever seen, and I tell her that over and over again.
I don't believe it.
You are a great dresser.
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it because I try.
And you have themes. Judith in the summer especially, she has, my Rhode Island heart loves her sailing themes. She has lots of nautical. It's
I've
very
done
nice.
The French. Yeah. I like to do, so every morning just to get myself motivated. Otherwise I would probably just wear jeans every day. But to get, I like to do, so sometimes I might do the sexy librarian or.
That's true.
You've seen that. You've seen.
Because people mistake themed outfits with costume dressing.
Right? No, and it's not. No,
not the same thing at all. It makes you feel so much better.
So
about
you
yourself.
did your Parisian.
I did.
But that's not a costume. It's
the Parisian I mistook for Minnie Mouse. Sorry.
Well, see, and he doesn't always get my themes either. Sometimes.
I strive.
Yeah. So. That's
all right. Enough of you.
I know. I hate talking about
Robin Hart's is much more exciting.
She does. Let's talk about Robin. Let's talk about Robin. I love Robin.
So Robin, you were born and raised in Cleveland?
I am born and raised in Cleveland, actually right up the street from here, off Superior. So I'm an inner city child. I've been there for 22 years. The whole time, never went anywhere. I spent a few months out in Akron, but came back here because I miss sirens at night. It helps me sleep.
Akron didn't have sirens that night at all?
They had them, but they weren't so, they weren't as frequent as I'm used to. I live right next to the fire station, so I was so ready at 12 a.m. just to hear something go off. Somebody had a gas leak or somebody's kid smelled something funny, and, the fire trucks would, of course, take the biggest possible truck they had right out to the house just to say, oh, no, you just, you left your lamps on or something too long. But I love being in the city because there's so much potential here. And people always say that there's nothing to do here. Well, go out and explore. We have different neighborhoods, we have everything.
Cleveland's a good city. I really love it. I've fallen in love with it. The people here are great, and I think you're right. There's huge potential in this city, and I think there's a lot to say for a working mindset of a city, and when it has so much history and steel and foundation of our nation and industry, and and now there's a thriving arts community. There's lots of great things that go on here.
If you can't find something to do around here, you're just not looking.
Yeah.
But
Robin, you also you entertain in the LGBT community at clubs.
I do.
And,
I recently just did Bounce last Thursday.
Feel free to plug the clubs. Maybe
Yes.
we can turn them into sponsors. It's fine. You
Bounce
can,
nightclub,
okay.
excellent Thursday night. Fridays at Bottoms Up. Out in Akron, there's Adams Street where I perform on Tuesday nights under Tatiana James and the Cleveland Queens. I don't care what anyone says about drag queens. These ladies have been so supportive, especially of the new girls coming out that I see need so much help. Brianna Brooks, Stevie Reese Desmond, all such supportive people, especially if you just go and ask for help.
And Stevie Reese is a great. She actually, we love her. She's a friend of the show. She, we care about her as a person, and she cares about the community. And she's just she really is a class act and a nice person.
Absolutely. I'm so happy that I had that sort of influence when I decided to come out and start doing shows. And it's been 3 years now I've been doing this. I started doing amateur drag back in high school. And MLK High School, if there's anyone there who's listening, I apologize to you because I'm the reason you guys no longer have opposite day. They felt like I took it too far. And they no longer do opposite day for School Spirit Week, so I do apologize.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's a good idea, though. I'm not a fan of that opposite day.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of making fun. It's like that whole what's that new show coming out called Working It? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know that, but
okay. Well, anyway.
Digress.
Sorry.
No, what we should do though is just because of we had the Iowa caucus, and I know that we are going to go to a break in a little bit, but I wanted to some of the things that have happened as we built up to the Iowa caucus is we had these great debates, which crazy things happen in them, and some pretty nasty stuff really happened. I think, Chris, we have a clip of what happened at during one of the last debates with Ron Paul, and someone shouting from the crowd. I think Wolf Blitzer's in it.
You're a physician, Ron Paul, so you're a doctor. You know something about this subject. Let me ask you this hypothetical question. A healthy 30-year-old young man has a good job, makes a good living, but decides, you know what? I'm not going to spend $200 or $300 a month for health insurance because I'm healthy. I don't need it. But, something terrible happens. All of a sudden, he needs it. Who's going to pay for if he goes into a coma, for example? Who pays for that?
In a society that you accept welfareism and socialism, he expects the government to take care of it.
What do you want?
But what he should do is whatever he wants to do and assume responsibility for himself. My advice to him would have a major medical policy, but not before.
But he doesn't have that. He doesn't have it, and he needs intensive care for 6 months. Who pays?
That's what freedom is all about, taking your own risk. This whole idea that you have to prepare and take care of everybody.
But Congressman, are you saying the society should just let him die?
No. I practiced medicine before we had Medicaid.
Yeah, so there we go. You got to love a Republican debate. And I don't even call them Republican debates anymore. These are tea baggers. These are Tea Party members who are crazed. And the fact that you would, in that forum, say, let them die. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, it's something in politics that I don't think we've ever seen before, and the level of anger and hatred towards people without resources, towards people who are different than what they perceive to be different from them. It is really a nasty party right now, and we try on the show not to go down this road and be so one way, but I think, and I got to run this by Chris, is we move into this year, we are going to definitely have our Republican friends on the show. And every day I work, and Judith I know does too, with both sides of the aisle, and we believe in that. But I think that this represents something different.
Right.
And this is not just the average Republican. This is a whole nother mindset.
Yeah, you're right. They're not your average conservatives. You know, you're the ones that you're going to see like in New Hampshire, and you know these are fringe, radical, out of touch conservatives. You know,
I know. And it's funny, you know, one of the things that's happened is, of course, in the last 4 years, in the last really 12 years from the Bush administration after 9/11, we became so proud of our military and our might. And, you know, and especially right after 9/11, if you said anything against the military or the government, you were anti-American, you're unpatriotic. And we're supposed to leave soldiers alone no matter what they do, and they are heroes. And Chris, I think we have a clip of a soldier asking a question at one of those debates, if you want to play that.
Which debate was it?
That would be...
Rick?
I think it's Rick. Yep.
Senator Santorum, this question stirred up a whole lot of controversy online. It comes from Stephen Hill, who is a soldier serving in Iraq.
In 2010, when I was deployed to Iraq, I had to lie about who I was because I'm a gay soldier, and I didn't want to lose my job. My question is, under one of your presidencies, do you intend to circumvent the progress that's been made for gay and lesbian soldiers in the military?
Yeah, I would say any type of sexual activity has absolutely no place in the military, and the fact that they're making a point to include it as a provision within the military that we are going to recognize a group of people and give them a special privilege in DONA and removing DONA as don't tell, I think tries to inject social policy into the military, and the military's job is to do one thing, and that is to defend our country. We need to give the military, which is all volunteer, the ability to do so in a way that is most efficient in protecting our men and women in uniform, and I believe this undermines that ability.
So what would you do with soldiers like Stephen Hill? I mean, he's out. You know, you saw his face on camera. When he first submitted this video to us, it was without his face on camera. Now he's out. So what would you do as president?
I think look, what we're doing is playing social experimentation. With our military right now, and that's tragic. I would just say that going forward, we would reinstitute that policy if Rick Santorum was president. Period. That policy would be reinstituted, and as far as people who are in it, I would not throw them out because that would be unfair to them because of the policy of this administration. But we would move forward in conformity with what was happening in the past, which was sex is not an issue. It is not. It should not be an issue. Leave it alone. Keep it to yourself, whether you're heterosexual or homosexual.
Well, clearly, Rick Santorum doesn't get it, but the piece I wanted to say about this is the booing of the soldier and the fact that this man is in Iraq. He is defending our nation just like every other soldier, and you have the nerve to sit there and boo him because he is gay. It's just a really, again, nasty group of people.
And I do want to say something that he said at the very beginning, that sexual activity doesn't belong in the military. If there were no sexual activity in the military, I wouldn't be here. I was born in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Your whole family, your siblings, all of you. I know, and by the way, your parents produced another soldier too.
They did, my sister. Yeah,
I know.
8 years.
Well, your sister's probably not a worthy soldier either. Just the fact that she's a woman from Rick Santorum's mindset.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But you know, like gays have not been in the military since the U.S. military has been around. Like, who is he kidding? What does he think?
It's insane. Well, you know, I think you have a response, Judith, and the response is your little piece on.
It's not my piece. This was just kind of like a nice little wrap up of what happened last night.
Okay, do the last night wrap up.
Please do. Please.
Wrap up. and I found this from this amazing blog. It's called Feminist Scene. It's this feminist blog. So it says Romney finishes Iowa caucus three-way on top despite surging Santorum. The hot and heavy three-way in Iowa between Mitt Romney, Ron Paul, and Rick Santorum lasted late into the night. The lead position went back and forth, but despite Santorum surging all over, Romney ultimately pulled out on top. Michelle Bachmann, unsurprisingly, was never really an active participant. Well, it's Romney's unlikely we'll see more surging Santorum. He can at least position himself as coming at Romney from behind. And I think that's just an excellent wrap-up to what happened last night.
It is,
It absolutely is. And who was that we were just listening to? Because it made me so upset.
Rick Santorum?
Santorum.
Yeah.
It's not so much the sexual activity in the military. It's just that, yes, of course, there's sexual activity in the military, but not all of us, not all homosexual people fit into the masculine norm that, others are used to. Mm-hmm. So let's say if I wanted to go and sign up for the military, which I actually did.
Oh, we're going to be going to a break. So on that note, but we'll be back, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have Ed Mullen on the line. He actually sent out a piece. He is the executive director of Equality Ohio. He sent out a really great piece today on the Iowa caucus. He'll be on as our guest when we come back from a break. And please give us a call when we come back after the interview, 888-668-0742. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and friend us on Facebook. We'll be back.
Oh, great. Not another Farm Bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one Farm Bill request at a time. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. You know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at reduxdirect.com. That's reduxdirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com.
There is no one home. Yeah, I'm the type of guy that shoots just one more night of observation. There's nothing like a permanent vacation. Break down like you walk into bed. Will I get control of you? Slip like a pounded blue. Forget all the things you put me through. That left the residue. Now I'm not just like a blue cashew. Psycho, 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 psycho. I want to go home just for a bit. But these padded rooms are the shit. I'm having my mental health. These conversations with myself. They say that only time will tell. Whatever, I'm happy in my mental health. I'm happy in my mental health. 1, 2, 3, go. They need a friend of mine, now where'd he go? He's probably sitting there, but you would never know. They say just one more shock. Try not to resist. They say lie down and bite on this. Electric shocks away, but the voices in my head are here to stay. The Rorschach tests are made, but I get more drugs from the DEA. One day through do I pray, they take your shoelaces away. Psycho, 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 psycho. I want to go home just for a bit. But these padded rooms are the shit. I'm happy in my mental health. These conversations with myself. They say that only time will tell. Whatever, I'm happy in my mental health. Straight jacket, bad habit, 'cause I live for the havoc. This static, illmatic, double doses just like magic. Straight jacket, let's have it. You pump up all my panic. Welcome, this is my life. I'm gonna room up in the attic. I want to go home just for a bit. But these padded rooms are the shit. I'm happy in my mental health. These conversations with myself. They say that only time will tell. Whatever, I'm happy in my mental health. 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 I'm happy in my mental health.
99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on MorningShowCentral.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
No, you're listening to Joust It Out, and this is G hanging with Judith and Robin Hartz.
Hello.
And we're back. So, talking about the Iowa caucuses, and we're actually going to get our friend Ed Mullen, the Executive Director of Equality Ohio, on the line. He actually sent out an email today asking Ohioans and I think probably other people around the country to respond to some of the hate that is coming out of the GOP. And we're going to get Ed on the phone any second here, and we're going to chat with him about what his thoughts are and certainly what he sent out today.
Make sure that everyone knows how to get on their mailing list, too.
Yes, if you go to equalityohio.org.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello, Ed. It's G from Joust It Out. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Connection okay?
Yep, it's great, and you're on the air.
Hi, Ed. This is Judith.
Hey, it's Robin. How are you?
So Judith and Robin are here, and we were just talking about the Iowa caucus, and I know that you sent out a pretty interesting letter today, and do you want to tell our folks about that?
Yeah.
Having just a small, okay.
Ed, we just had a small technical difficulty. If you want to see if you can say that again, we're sorry about that.
I think his cell phone is going out or something.
Oh, no. Well, Ed, if you're listening to us, we're going to try to call you back, and hopefully you're in a better place. And
can you hear us now?
I think he's gone. Throw him a lifeline. Save him. Chris is going to try him again. And, cocaine energy drink.
Hello?
Hello, Ed.
Yes.
I was full of it. I thought you were fine, but clearly I was wrong. So
yeah, I was. I hopefully am in a better spot now. So let me answer your question.
Sure.
We had been spending some time looking at the various positions of candidates for president on LGBT issues and on the issues that we're working on now, both on the state and federal level. And so the email we sent out today talked about the top 3 place candidates in the Iowa caucus and some of the positions that they have on LGBT issues. And they are different candidates, and they have different positions on some issues, but all of them have places where they would roll back advances that we've already made and where they would oppose things that are in our current agenda.
Mm-hmm. What would be some of those things that they'd be looking to roll back?
Sure. I'll give you a couple of examples. Ron Paul has said that he would move to get rid of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which protects transgender people from employment discrimination here in Ohio. Sorry, I'm getting an echo. So
Oh, you are?
I paused for a moment. That's why.
Can you?
He's also said that he would oppose the hate crimes law that was passed and signed by President Obama last year and try to roll that back.
Right.
Rick Santorum has said that he would roll back the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And Mitt Romney has said that he would support a federal marriage amendment that would overturn marriages that have overturned marriage rights in states that have allowed them. So those are some examples.
Right. And obviously it's some pretty big stuff. And, here in Ohio where, we're still struggling for true equality around housing and employment, you just have to wonder what that would do to a state like this that doesn't even have those laws in place on a statewide level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it sends a message to Republicans here in Ohio that they should oppose those things, where we've been working very hard to talk about why those issues and why our civil rights are not partisan issues. And we have polling that shows that Republicans have become much more friendly to issues like non-discrimination in housing and non-discrimination in employment, as well as not so much marriage yet, but civil unions. And the talk that we hear from a number of the candidates really doesn't jive with what we're seeing from the general public here in Ohio. And the more that the candidates talk about those issues in the ways that they have been, that makes our job more difficult.
Mm-hmm. You know, getting to what's actually happening here in the state, I know that we have a bill right now, and what is the likelihood of that even playing out in a committee at this point?
Right. We have received sponsor testimony in the Senate Judiciary Committee on the Equal Housing and Employment Act, and that was right before the Senate adjourned for the year. And they're back in session in January, and we expect that we will get testimony in the Senate on the Housing and Employment Act in early January, maybe late January, early February.
Mm-hmm.
The vote count on the Senate Judiciary Committee actually looks fairly favorable to us, as well as the vote count in the Senate right now. So that's really where we're pushing to move the bill forward, and we think that we're cautiously optimistic that we will get testimony and a vote in the Senate at least.
Right. As far as who our allies are at this point on the bill, are there any Republicans playing out at all and that are publicly supporting it or are willing to even, behind the scenes move some things around?
Right. In the House, State Representative Ross McGregor is one of the co-sponsors. We did not have a Republican co-sponsor in the Senate, but we do have a number of folks who are in the Senate now who voted for the Employment and Housing Act when they were in the House during the last legislature. Mm-hmm. So Senator Peggy Lehner, who's a Republican from Dayton, and Senator Cliff Height, who is a Republican from the Northwest area in Ohio, both voted in favor of EHEA when they were in the House, and they are now in the Senate. We also have a number of senators from the Columbus area and the Cleveland area from the Republican Party who have suggested that they would vote in favor of that bill as well.
Very good. Well, I really appreciate you calling in today, Ed, and keep up the great fight and battle that is going on. And I want anyone to certainly contribute to Equality Ohio, and I guess just go to equalityohio.org and please send them some donations. They certainly need those dollars to do the great work that you guys do.
Right. Well, thank you very much for the time, and have a great night.
Yeah. Happy New Year, and we'll be talking to you soon, Ed.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. So that was Ed Mullen, the Executive Director of Equality Ohio. And, certainly this is a battleground state. Ohio matters. It's why the president was here today. And I think that one of the things that I thought was interesting, what he tapped on, is what that message sends when on a national level you have who could possibly be the next president of the United States willing to turn back civil rights laws, and you think about this. No other group of people in America at this point in life have to worry about civil rights being taken from them. It's like it's unheard of. And if for every other label we're called as human beings and all the things we are, nobody can get away with trying to pull away our civil rights on anything else.
Right.
But when it comes to LGBTQ stuff, it is all up for grabs, and obviously the Tea Party movement really is loving to go after that. So it's painful.
Who would want to move? Who would want to vote for somebody who wants to move backwards in time?
Well,
yeah.
well, a whole lot of people, which is sad. It is. You know what I think? I think it's a little sad right now. I think we need something a little happy, Chris. So I think I'm gonna, just for a moment.
So depressing here in Ohio.
I know. I feel like we went from being excited about our new set and the show and everying, and we're gonna do
back to reality in Ohio.
Right. So I'm just gonna do this, I think, and let's see. We're gonna, because I was cracking up because the pride and joy coming out of this young man is just so hysterical.
Hi, guys.
guys, it's me, Johnny, aka Fat Gay Kid. I'm here making my very first YouTube video, and I hope you guys are gonna love this because I am going to love doing it. Alright guys, here's what you need to know about me. I am, again, Johnny Jenkins. Fat Gay Kid, P-H-A-T, not F-A-T. Don't get it mixed up, okay? Well, I am a little F-A-T, but don't tell anyone. The camera adds 40 pounds. Alright, guys, so my very first video I'm going to do for you is called TikTok, and it's by Kesha. And she's a fierce, new artist on the music scene. And I live in Beverly Hills, so... you know, I'll probably meet her at some point because I'm always shopping and stuff here, and I always run into famous people. A couple days ago, I ran into that lady in that TV show Law & Order, Mariska Hargitay. I like her because Hargitay has gay in it. And I like being gay. I'm not even kidding, you guys. That's my secret handshake. Get it right, learn it, love it. It's gonna be huge. Alright, guys. Wake up in... That's not right. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on my toes, trying on all our clothes, boys blowing up our phones.
All I can say is, you go, girl. That is, you know...
We need to get Johnny on the show.
We are going to get him. We have to get him. But I think...
he is amazing.
You gotta love how he enunciates those words.
Yeah.
And no matter how much hate is spewed out there...
There's Johnnies
we
in
have
the world.
Johnnies in the world saying, screw you people, I'm going to be me and be fabulous. I love that. Isn't it great?
It is fabulous. Johnny, you are fabulous.
Yes.
I think we're going to get Jennifer Swampwich in, get her on the line. Chris, do you, or Jen can just call in.
Yeah, she could call in.
Yeah, Jen can just call in. I forgot to give Chris the number to get a hold of her. But while we're waiting for Jen to call in and she can take part of this, I think Judith has a responsibility tonight that she has to take care of, which is the... Chris, can I have a drum roll, please? Somewhere in a drum roll. It's going to be the Golden Douche Award for this evening. Judith had a selection, so Judith, give us a little background and tell the world why you get this.
And I love that this follows up with that video, and that video was a surprise.
Yep.
Didn't even know about it. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they produced a series of ads with the supposed intention of curbing childhood obesity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds, like a worthwhile cause. Absolutely, we know that is an epidemic.
Mm-hmm.
But they choose to do it, and this. I mean, it's horrible. It's awful. You really need to look at this.
Tell the people what they did.
Okay, I'm going to tell them. So they have these billboards of these young kids. They look probably about 7, 8 years old. One of them is a young boy, and it says warning. It's a picture of this young boy. Warning. Fat prevention begins at home and the buffet line. The other one is a little girl. Warning. It's hard to be a little girl if you're not.
I don't even know what to say right now. And I'm sitting here looking at the pictures.
You can see the pictures. It's awful. It is awful.
It is.
So I'm trying to figure out where. Now, I'm a social worker. I'm not a public health major.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a public health expert. But what I can tell you is that this is not a public health strategy to bully and shame young people about their body image. That's not going to do anything to change their health.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's awful. And so Golden Douche Award. Way to go, Atlanta.
Yep. Exactly. Congratulations.
So, the Golden Douche goes to them this week.
I think Johnny needs to give them a call.
I agree. He's clearly proud of who he is, which I love. And, I think he calls himself like Fat Kid or something like that. But
he just did.
With a PH.
With a PH, and he's taking the word back is what he's doing.
Yes.
Pretty
God
hot
love
and
him.
talented. PHAT.
Okay, so we're still trying to get a hold of Jen. I don't know where she is.
Jennifer,
where
where are you? We need you.
I'm going to say right in here, Jen, call
Jen, call us.
All right.
Swamp Witch.
Because I don't want to
We
get into
need you.
anything without her calling in, because it's But so the other thing is that's going to be happening is a new segment that we're going to be doing every week is going to be LGBTQ Soup. You can even go to lgbtqsoup.com and .org. That will actually kind of promote what we do in that segment, and it's going to be a bunch of different things in the LGBTQ community that's going on. Some politics will be thrown in there, some entertainment stuff, just pop culture stuff, and that is going to be something that Robin does every week.
Absolutely.
And Chris, can you play us the new intro that we'll be hearing every week for LGBTQ Soup?
It's time for LGBTQ Soup. We're serving it up hot.
Robin, I can't wait to try some of your soup.
Your hot soup, I can't wait either. That sounded dirty all of a sudden. Like, that was just wrong. Like,
I don't know.
It already sounded like the intro to a 900 number.
I know.
So
it really does.
Just call us at 1-900-668.
Now Jennifer Swampwitch has left the chat room again.
Maybe she went to go get her phone.
Maybe. I'm just confused where she is.
Jennifer, we need to know what's going to happen with Rick Perry.
Unless Chris just needs to call her. Chris, where's my... Hold
I was
on.
hoping she could give us kind of a look into the future.
Judith, you're in charge.
Oh, no.
if anyone else needs to call, it's 866-668-0742. And my goodness gracious, I am just so happy that things have gone as smoothly as they have for both of you and I. Because it's not your first time, but it's my first time here, and I can't tell you how nervous I was. Thank God I had the cocaine to... it's an energy drink.
Yeah. Thanks for straightening that out.
Thank God I had the cocaine to take the edge off a little bit, but it has been more than fun, and I can't wait to meet Jennifer as soon as she calls in here to talk to us.
All right. Thank you for covering me why I did that.
No problem.
It's so funny. Up on the monitor is our friend's face, and I can't help you. Our audience can't see it, but I just laugh because his face is just up there staring at us. It's so cute.
Giving us all motivation.
That's right. So, I thank you both for obviously doing the show tonight. And I think I saw Michelle Delosier might have even been in the chat room there. And we give a shout out to her, and we'll see her next week. Hopefully she's doing well, like we said earlier in Houston. But, I just hope we get Jennifer on. We only got a couple of minutes left.
Well, hello.
Jennifer!
Swamp Witch!
I've been waiting, and I keep getting kicked out, and I made up a special poem, and I'm so excited. I've been here the whole time, but I had some little Republican trolls coming in.
Oh, trying to get you kicked off our system, I see.
Yes, and I love Robin, and I sent all of y'all tarot cards, but I don't know if you got them.
Yeah,
But I do have a poem for everyone if you'd like to hear it.
Absolutely. Why don't you do your poem?
Are you ready?
Sure.
We're ready.
Here we go, kids. Mitt Romney has good looks, and Mormons are a great big hit up on Broadway. Rick Perry's gone back to Texas, and there he just might stay. Michelle's decided to go back home to be a foster mom. It looks like Rick Santorum is the king of Iowa's political prom. Newt is with Callista. They're at the beauty shop. She'll need extra gel and hairspray, so in New Hampshire her hair won't flop. Ron Paul is feeling confident because he's a man of experience and he's lived many, many years. He leaves the work and worry to his loyal volunteers. Huntsman finishes on my list. He's counting on New Hampshire. That's where he hopes to set the political world on fire. Did I leave anybody out?
No, you did a great job. Woo, Jennifer.
But I sort of forgot about Huntsman's just not been that big of a splash.
He actually had 1% of the vote, if that. Yeah,
and
so
I
he.
sort of worried that Callista and that hairdo.
Oh my goodness, that hairdo is crazy.
That's ruining Newt. Poor Newt. God bless him.
I think that got 1% of the
fabulous.
votes.
I've enjoyed it so much, and Robin has the sexiest voice. And
stop
you're right,
it.
Judith is gorgeous, and I love her style. But I'm wondering, where is the trunk, and is Pip in the trunk? Pip in
The trunk, yes, the trunk on the new set wasn't allowed, but you know what? I should check the trunk.
I was wondering
Pep
where
could
the
be in
trunk
it.
was and who was in the trunk.
Yeah, hopefully he's not in there because
Oh, no,
he wouldn't be
that would-
alive.
Well, okay, he's been talking to me, but I'm like, where's the trunk?
Well,
You know?
Jen, we actually ran out of time already, so we're going to be heading out of the show, and we're going to end on the note of our happy friend, and you can be part of that, and we'll say goodnight to you. And see you next week, Jen.
Okay, bye.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll be here next week, 7 p.m. Eastern. And please make sure you Facebook us and tweet us, all that fun stuff. So we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. Go, oh, 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 oh. Stop, make it pop. DJ, blow my speakers up. Tonight, I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Most of you guys probably can't do riffs like that. And for those of you who are new to music, yes, it is called a riff, which means that you can do more than one note. And it helps if you hold your ear and start high and go low. So, yeah, basically I can do that. Anyway, guys, hope you like my new scarf. Just bought it. So, enjoy my video. Rate. Well, you can't rate anymore, but like it. Comment on it, and subscribe because I have more videos coming, including me dancing. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Okay, stop it.